and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The scripture for this evening is Ephesians 5:15 through 16. Therefore, be careful how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of your time because the days are wicked. That is exactly what the class of 2020 has done at our time at Christian Heritage Academy. We have made the most of every single moment, and now it is time to take on the next chapter.
Please pray with me. Gracious Heavenly Father, we are just grateful for this evening and opportunity to honor these seniors as they have honored you with their life and their time at CHA. We're excited to see them come to this end in this step of their life. And as many have come to know you in a real and personal way while their time at CHA, we're excited to see how you continue to use them to propagate the gospel around the world. We just pray that everything that's done tonight will be to glorify you and will point others towards Christ. We just ask all these things in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. Members of the Board of Trustees and faculty, staff, parents, grandparents, relatives, alumni, students, and friends, on behalf of Christian Heritage Academy, I am very honored to welcome you to our 44th annual commencement exercises. We are honored that so many of you have come to share this special time of honor and celebration with our graduating senior class. We want to thank the Lord tonight for Sunnyside Baptist Church, whom God used to found CHA, and we thank the church for their faithful support over these past 48 years. We're also grateful for the many other churches and individuals who continue to support this ministry. We're especially thankful tonight for First Southern Baptist Church of Del City for allowing us to use their event center tonight. Their hospitality and generosity, they gave us this building free of charge, has been quite remarkable. So thank you, First Southern Baptist Church. The growth that we have observed in the lives of these students is primarily a result of the godly influence of their teachers. Jesus said in Luke chapter 6, verse 40, every student, when he is fully trained, will be like his teacher. I, as headmaster, and all of us as parents of these seniors are extremely thankful for the men and women who are investing their lives at CHA to help us in the teaching and training of our children. Will you join me tonight in expressing our appreciation to our faculty and staff? One of the strengths of CHA is the longevity of the faculty and staff. Each year, we give awards at 10, 20, 25 years of service and then recognition every 5 years after that point. Purpose, that is CHA's parent club organization, gives a generous financial gift to each of these individuals. The 10, 20, and 25-year awards also come with a plaque at the end of the stage or a Paul Revere Sons of Liberty pewter bowl. In order to exercise caution this evening, we will not be handing out plaques, but we did want you to see all of them. And so I want to remind you, parents, if your student gets an award, to come and get their plaque at the conclusion of the service. We will not be handing those to them tonight as we normally do. Not all of these teachers were able to be here this evening, but for those who are and are being recognized, when I call your name, will you please stand and remain standing? And please hold your applause. There's only 4 this year, but please hold your applause until I've recognized all 4 of these individuals. I believe with us tonight, for 10 years of service, Mrs. Amber Cargill. Mrs. Cargill. For 25 years of service, Mrs. Jonna Haynes. Mrs. Cargill's back here, Mrs. Haynes up on the right. Not able to be here with us tonight, but Miss Bauer, if you're watching on live stream, congratulations to you. Cheryl Bauer for 35 years of service on our faculty. And for 45 years, that is 4.5 decades of service at CHA, Mr. David Holmes. Mr. Holmes. As we recognize longevity, I would be amiss if I failed to recognize the legacy of my father. This is the first time in the 48-year history of our school that my dad has not been at our end-of-year ceremonies. Most of what we enjoy and appreciate about CHA, God used Dad to initiate, grow, and then pass along to us. To say that Dad loved CHA is a vast understatement. He loved students. He devoted the majority of his life to their training. Proverbs 22:1 says, "A good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold." I thank the Lord for the good name that Ralph Bullard left, not only for us, my family, but for all of us, the CHA family. I want to thank each of you for loving my dad. Thank you. Tonight we focus our attention on these seniors. It really is a pleasure to honor the class of 2020 this evening. I'd like to share just a few things. There's a lot more I could. Had to narrow it down. I would like to share just a few things about them with you. Academically, they have excelled. They've stood out in a number of ways, but none more so than in their academic pursuits. 22 of these students, as you can see on the back of your program, are valedictorians. We'll recognize them a little later. Each of whom has a GPA of 4.0 or higher. The class average on the ACT, and if you're familiar with that and the scores of that, you understand what this means. The class average on the ACT is 24.8. That's well above the state and national averages of about 21. 10 students in this class scored above a 30. That's remarkable. These seniors have earned a total of 663 college credit hours. That's an average of 11 credit hours per student in college algebra, trigonometry, calculus, psychology, Old Testament survey, New Testament survey, physics, English, and American history. Also in athletics, the seniors led. The varsity cheer squad placed first in 2 categories at nationals and third in OSSAA competition. The volleyball team made it to the state championship for the 6th year in a row and came away as runners-up. Both boys and girls cross-country teams qualified for the state meet. The girls basketball team made it to the state tournament for the 4th year in a row. We're still sorry we didn't get to see them play in the Fairground Arena and that tournament this year. Spring sports, we realized we're not able to participate in this year. This year we had 10. I actually had 8 on my paper, and I had to, hot off the press, I had to add 2 that were just named today, actually, this afternoon. So this year we had 10 athletes, highest ever in the history of the school. 10 athletes make All-State. Lindsey Baird, Micah Chandler, Riley Langerman, Lexi Davis, Jaden Tyson, Landon Dunn, Kyra Azwar, Ashley Garcia, And then in tennis, as of today, Taryn Clark and Elise Wall. Congratulations to you All-State athletes. As I shared with the seniors this morning after their senior breakfast, a great time we had together this morning, great group of young people, this class has led well. And we have the privilege of honoring them this evening. Thank you for being here to help us do that. The majority of this evening will be dedicated by giving proper recognition to each individual senior. If you've been to a graduation, you know what that looks like. If not, you're in for a treat. We look forward to sharing with you some of their positive characteristics. The hardest part for the class sponsors who will be sharing about them is trying to keep their comments within the allotted amount of time for each student. There are 60 of them, and we don't want to keep you here all night. That's difficult for us to limit the amount of time we speak about each individual student. Our desire is to conduct this service in a way that allows us to appropriately honor each student. The class sponsors have planned well. They've worked hard to prepare for and carry out this service. The seniors, in our practice earlier today, have prepared to enjoy this service with the decorum and the dignity that is appropriate in honoring them. So, we ask you to help us in this effort by doing just two simple things throughout the service tonight. First of all, please limit your movement about the auditorium during the service. That will help keep attention on the seniors, which is where we want it to be placed this evening. And second, we request that you help us to maintain this formal atmosphere, you've noticed that, by applauding for these students as they are recognized, and not by whistling, yelling, cheering, calling out their name, blowing air horns. That's a bad memory. It actually happened. Or anything of that nature. Okay? We sincerely desire to have the attention focused on them as they stand right here. And we found that hollering or calling out their names from the audience tends to draw attention away from them, away from the one being honored. So we appreciate your help, your assistance as we attempt to recognize these seniors, in all honesty, with the dignity that they really do deserve. So thank you for your help throughout the evening. It is a privilege to introduce to you to our two Nehemiah Award recipients, Ms. Hannah DeMoss and Mr. Jackson Cargill. The Nehemiah Award is given to two graduating seniors, nominated by their classmates and confirmed by their faculty, who demonstrate the ideals of Christian Heritage Academy and who, in the rebuilding spirit of Nehemiah, desire to restore our Christian republic through the exercise of the Christian character, Christian conscience, and Christian self-government. This award comes with the opportunity and responsibility to be their class spokesman tonight. Our first Nehemiah recipient address will be given by Ms. Hannah DeMoss.
Mr. Bullard, Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, family and friends, and the class of 2020. It is a true honor and a joy to be given the privilege to represent Christian Heritage Academy tonight. This will be a year that will be remembered for generations to come, and I am humbled to share how the Lord has trained me, not only academically, but also spiritually, for these current circumstances and the future. This evening, I would like to share a quote by Betty Stam, who was a missionary to China and was martyred for her faith. In her journal, she wrote, "Lord, I give up on my own plans and purposes, on my own desires and hopes, and accept thy will for my life. I will give myself, my life, my all, utterly to thee, to be thine forever. Fill me and seal me with thy Holy Spirit. Use me as thou wilt. Work out thy whole will in my life at any cost, now and forever." As I reflect on the words by Mrs. Stam, I am inspired by the satisfaction that she had in the Lord. The first time I read this quote was in a biography on Elizabeth Elliot. The selflessness, single-mindedness, and abandonment shook me to my core. I wrote these words in the front of my Bible during my freshman year of high school to remind me of these three life-changing qualities. Betty Stam defines selflessness as willingly giving up one's own plans and purposes. The class of 2020 has truly died to self during the coronavirus pandemic. From being excited about a new locker room that we would never get to use and providing the school with a beautiful mural of Boston that we will never get to see, we have truly died to self. While there have been many tears and questions, wondering why this is the will of God, we must remind ourselves of the character of the Lord. In Psalm 22, David says, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And then reminds himself saying, "Yet you are holy, enthroned upon the praises of Israel, and you, our fathers, trusted." God does not use judgment with trials. He uses it to sanctify us and to mold us into his image. While this will not be the last adversity we will face, may we never forget the message of Proverbs 16:19. The heart of man plans his future, but the Lord establishes his steps. During my time at CHA, God has purified my life through many trials. One that quickly comes to mind is the discouragement I faced regarding the ACT. I would go to workshops, study for hours, and take that test over and over again. No matter how hard I studied, I never reached the goal that I had in my mind. I looked at my brother who took the test his first time and never getting that same score. Satan tried to attack me through many avenues, trying to tell me that I would never be good enough and that I would never get to go to the school of my dreams. I had to put down my pride and die to self. I would reflect on the words by Betty Stam and tell the Lord that I had accepted his will for my life. I am grateful to be a part of God's plan and not my own, because there is no better place to be than in the center of God's will. The next impactful truth from Betty Stam is the significance of single-mindedness. Her focus solely was on the Lord. Therefore, she was eager to give her life. There will be many things that vie for our time and focus. In high school, there was academia, sports, student leadership, and extracurriculars. Throughout college, on top of academics, there will be internships, college loans, and relationships that call for our attention. Throughout the rest of life, we will be enamored by money, family, and self. In Ecclesiastes, Solomon, who was a man who had everything, knew that all was vain when it is absent from the Lord. Ecclesiastes 1:14 says, "I have seen everything done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity." I challenge my fellow classmates to strive after the things of God rather than the wind. Personally, I am academically driven. I set extremely high standards for myself. During sophomore year of high school, which we know is one of the hardest years, I began to complain constantly. My parents were tired of hearing my sick, pessimistic attitude. I had to ask God to purify my life and to cleanse me of this and fill me with the true joy of the Lord. I am so glad that God used this change in my heart so that I could be uplifting to my fellow classmates while our senior year ended like it did. The final lesson of conviction from Betty Stam is to live a life of abandonment. At Christian Heritage Academy, they have taught us to be American Christian leaders in every sphere of society. From Stanford to Liberty and from Baylor to OBU, God is sending out the class of 2020 across the country to be a beacon of light for him. God has used the faculty and staff of CHA as mighty men and women and to be vessels and stepping stones as we take the next step of our lives. As for myself, I have learned that kindness and love are the most countercultural. Being in a family with parents who are both a pastor and a teacher is not for the weak. Loving those who have wronged you is a hard task to fulfill. My life verse is 1 Samuel 2:1. Hannah prayed and said, "I rejoice in the Lord. My horn is exalted to thee. I smile at my enemies, for my salvation is in him." I do not believe that it was an accident that my parents chose this verse for me before I was born. It has been the definition of how I live my life in abandonment for Christ. I want to remind the class of 2020 and all of us that what we truly believe, we will act upon. And this will be revealed within the next 4 years of our lives. And it will be crucial that we live a life of abandonment for the sake of the gospel. Elizabeth Elliot said, "I have one desire now, to live a life of reckless abandon for the Lord, putting all my energy and strength into it." It is going to take everything within us to pursue holiness in the midst of a dark world. Now that the class of 2020's time has come to an end, may we live a selfless life, having an eternal focus and pursuing Christ with abandonment. As Betty Stam once said, Lord, I give up on my own plans and purposes, on my own desires and hopes, and accept thy will for my life. I will give myself, my life, my all utterly to thee, to be thine forever. Fill me and seal me with thy Holy Spirit. Use me as thou wilt. Work out thy whole will for my life at any cost, now and forever. This is not only my prayer, but also my prayer for the class of 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Our second Nehemiah recipient address will be given by Mr. Jackson Cargill. Jackson?
Before I begin, I would like to thank Mr. Bullard, Mr. Holmes, the entire Christian Heritage Academy administration and faculty, my family, my friends, my fellow classmates. Without you, I would not be the person that I am today. My work and ability can only take me so far. It is really the time that you all have invested in my life that has made me realize my full potential as a Christian and as a man. Of all the memories of CHA that I hold dear to my heart, one stands out as the most influential. Every time Mr. Ralph Bullard spotted me in the elementary hallway, he would tell me, "You're one of my favorite students, you know." As I'm sure he said this to many of my classmates, this experience still made me feel like CHA was a place where I could find comfort and safety. It has now been my educational home for the last 14 years. During my time here at CHA, I've made many great memories. One in particular that sticks out to me is I remember taking Mrs. Gardner's Busy Bee hand puppet home for the weekend. It was something that every kindergartner looked forward to in her class. Our assignment was to take pictures and journal the adventures of Busy Bee. Looking back now, her class mascot was truly more than just an old fuzzy hand puppet. Her class mascot went right along with her tenacity and work ethic. She taught me that no matter what I did in my life, I needed to be all in. Thank you, Mrs. Gardner, for that early life lesson. It wasn't all work and no play here at CHA, however. I also remember the giant water balloon fight we had at the end of the year in Mrs. Jamie Bullard's 4th grade class. I remember the fun we all had in the 6th grade government tour, especially in the bus. There were a few scary moments as well. Like, I especially remember when we all thought we were going to die in the thunderstorm on top of the mountain on our sophomore class retreat. And of course, suiting up as a crusader in football, baseball, and soccer, I will remember with pride. In each of these memories, I can see God growing in me, my relationship with Him, and in my relationships with you all. I know our friendships will outlast this small time that we have shared together here at CHA. The CHA mission statement says that the purpose of Christian Heritage Academy is to produce American Christian leaders in every sphere of society. I'm here to attest that this statement doesn't just look good on paper, but in practice. Let me tell you my story. From a young age, God developed in me a love for politics and public service. As a sophomore, I approached the administration with the proposal of starting a high school politics club. I knew I would need a club sponsor, and I thought, realistically, what teacher would have time for one more club or sponsorship? But the answer was yes. Little did anyone know where this adventure would lead. Through Club Politico, we've held mock presidential elections and school-wide voter registration drives. We've been to the Oklahoma State Capitol to lobby for important legislation. Mr. Holmes has even worked hard to rearrange an entire school day so that we could have a U.S. congressman come speak to the entire school. CHA allowed me to dream and plan, and God directed our steps. But my experience with Club Politico is just one example of the many opportunities made available by CHA. My classmates can tell you the same story about their leadership clubs and how they have been able to grow in their areas of influence as well. Because of CHA's reputation for growing American Christian leaders, God opened the door for me to follow Him into an unexpected place. Spring semester of my junior year, I found myself far away from home, living in a dormitory in our nation's capital and working on the floor of the United States Senate. During those 6 months away from my comfortable and safe CHA home, God brought to my mind all the lessons He had taught me while growing up here. Mrs. Gardner, you were with me as I busied myself serving our U.S. senators with exciting tasks such as bringing them a glass of water. Mrs. Lowe and Mr. Ferguson, you were with me as I walked through the hallways and chambers of the Capitol building, seeing God's hand in the history of our nation painted on the walls. Mrs. Huff, Mr. Gramling, and Mr. Smith, you were with me as I listened to the debates on the Senate floor and was quickly able to discern the worldviews of the speakers. Mrs. Olson and Dr. DeMoss, you were with me as I sat in the Senate lobby working on math equations and hearing, "It takes two to tango," and "Froyo for you." Now, I know it seems like high school teachers get all the credit, but elementary teachers, you were there with me just as much as anyone else. You built the foundation. The most important lesson I've learned at CHA, however, is how to let God lead me through uncomfortable places. I came to understand that God is faithful. He leads his followers in all situations. And if God leads us, then what do we have to fear? Now, I have to admit, I am anxious and I worry all the time. I might be the biggest worrier you'll ever meet, but Luke 12:22 through 23 tells me, "Do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or your body, what you will wear. For life is more than food, and the body is more than clothes." These words spoken 2,000 years ago are still very relevant in today's American culture, and especially for someone like me. The year 2020 will forever live in infamy in the hearts and minds of us all. No one in all their years of wisdom could have predicted that this is the way it would end. But the truth is, this moment in time, it's just that. It's just a moment in time. Once this moment passes, what will the future hold for you? Will you now appreciate the freedom you have in the world to move about? Will you better appreciate the time you get to spend with your loved ones? Or will life just go back to the way that it always was for you? To this last question, I very much hope not. I pray that you will make a new commitment in your walk with the Lord and in your love for other people. Because of this pandemic, you have a unique opportunity to show the hope only Christ can give to a broken world. This opportunity is too good to be wasted. I challenge you, my classmates, class of 2020, to let God be the ruler of every area of your life. Let him lead you to places that may not always seem safe and comfortable. May you live out your faith in public and in private moments so that the world will see him. May you be obedient to follow Christ. He is faithful. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Jackson. To commemorate this evening, we have a plaque for each of you. It's down here in front. Each of those plaques reads, Christian Heritage Academy presents the Nehemiah Award, the highest award given to a graduating senior, who best demonstrates the ideals of Christian Heritage Academy and who, in the spirit of Nehemiah, desires to restore our Christian republic through the exercise of Christian character, conscience, and self-government. The verse on the plaque is Isaiah 58:12. And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations. And thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the repairer of paths to dwell in. Again, congratulations, Hannah and Jackson. Thank you. Each year I get the privilege of giving the seniors their final encouragement and challenge that they will receive as CHA students. Seniors, I trust that your relationship with the school will continue in the years ahead. But tonight is the last time that you will be a CHA student. I normally address the entire audience, but tonight my comments are just for you, seniors. I have to admit that I've struggled significantly with the circumstances that we are in and all that has changed for us. I would guess that many of us are in that same boat. Several times, actually, in the past few days, as recently as a couple of nights ago, my wife and I were out. We went to see Mom, and we were driving. It was that cold, misty, rainy, dark night, and we both said we should be in Plymouth right now. We would be eating clam chowder at the Lobster Shack in Plymouth. You know, we don't like missing that. There are some things we don't like about that. But then I have to intentionally adjust my thinking and recall to mind of what I know to be true. I can trust God, and I know that He will work out all of these events for His glory and for our good. The question I have for you, seniors, is one that I've been asking of myself, and that is, can you trust God? This year, our faculty and staff has read together a book entitled Trusting God by author Jerry Bridges. Every Monday morning in our faculty and staff devotions, we read and discuss a portion of the book. We've done that all year long. It really has helped prepare us. Of course, we sometimes think, well, that was a God thing that we ended up reading that book. Well, everything is a God thing, but you're right. It was certainly providential that we ended up reading that book for this year. And it has helped us in considering that question, can you trust God? One way to view that question is to ask, is God trustworthy? In other words, can you really trust Him? I mean, really? The answer to that question is an emphatic yes, for many reasons, but I want to point out three. God can be trusted because He is sovereign. The sovereignty of God is the one impregnable rock to which the suffering human heart must cling. The circumstances surrounding our lives are no accident. They may be the work of evil, but all evil is subject to God, and evil cannot touch His children unless He permits. God is the Lord of human history and of the personal history of every member of His redeemed family. Second, God can be trusted because His wisdom is infinite and infallible. God never agonizes over a decision. I do. God always knows exactly what is best and right to do. He does not deliberate within Himself, nor does He consult with others outside of Himself. Psalm 147:5 says, His understanding has no limit. God is sovereign and God is wisdom. And the third one, which I actually like the most, God can be trusted because He is love. The extent of God's love can be seen most clearly at Calvary, in both the infinite cost of Him giving His one and only Son and in the wretched and miserable condition of those He loved, us. Romans 5:8 says, but God commended His love toward us, and that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. God can be trusted. He is sovereign, He is wise, He is love. The thing that remains to be seen is in asking the question another way. And to tell you the truth, I didn't really like this when it was asked of me. It kind of jolted me a bit. It was good for me, though. I needed it. And I trust you will, too. The question is, same question, different emphasis. Can you trust God? Can you trust God? If you will, then you will be able to say with Isaiah, behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. For the Lord God is my strength and my song, and He has become my salvation. Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord God is an everlasting rock. So, one last time, seniors. Can you trust God? Well, the answer to that question, too, is an emphatic yes. Yes, you can. I pray that you will. Parents, thank you for allowing me to address your children this one last time this evening. Thank you. We have several awards to present this evening. These will be done a little differently. The students won't come to the platform and receive them. We're not going to hand those to them. Again, they're here. But we did want to recognize these students. They are going to stand and turn, let you see them. So that's how we'll do these awards. We're doing a few more tonight than we normally do, again, because we didn't get to have an awards assembly. So it's really appropriate, though, for you to see what these seniors have accomplished and how they're being recognized. It will just be a delight to you. So enjoy as we present these awards to these seniors. These awards always remind me of the servant in Matthew chapter 25 that was given 5 talents. That servant went out, took those 5 talents, worked hard, brought back the fruit of his labor, and heard his master say, well done. These students, an amazing group, These students have been given much, and they have been faithful to work with and build upon what God has given to them. And tonight, we get to say, well done. The first recognitions are the 22 class valedictorians. Each of the plaques, most of these plaques are valedictorian plaques, each of the plaques has on it 2 Timothy 3:14, which says, "But continue thou in the thing which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them." I'm going to introduce all 22 of these students to you. If you'll hold your applause until we get to the 22nd one, and then we will recognize them and express our appreciation by applauding. Class valedictorians, if you would stand and turn, students. Kyra Aswar, Bella Baker, Dylan Best, Lane Bullard, Jackson Cargill, Tommy Colston, Isabella Cruz, Hannah DeMoss, Hannah Henry, Noah Gines, Ryan Langerman, Riley Langerman, Brooke McIntosh, Madison Grace McNeese, Jared Nelson, Banner Penwell, Noah Rankin, Denver Reimer, London Roberts, Judah Trent, Jaden Tyson, and Emma Vernon. Congratulations, students. If you've taken time to look, you will notice that there are several of these plaques up here that are still in the boxes. That was not a mistake. We didn't forget. That's because the recipients of these next awards have not been announced, and we didn't want them to look at the plaques and see. So they're still in their boxes. Come look at them after the program's over tonight. So they will be surprised right along with you when these next awards are announced. First set of awards is what we call the Senior Heritage of Christian Character. It was many years ago, it was decided that more valuable than recognizing students for most likely to succeed or best dressed or those kinds of things would be to recognize seniors for demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit as expressed and listed in Galatians 5:22 and 23. These students that I will announce have been selected by their classmates and will be listed in the Crusader Yearbook when it comes out next fall. We really do hold up these seniors and appreciate them and hold up before future Crusaders the demonstration of the fruit of the Spirit. Again, thank you for holding your applause until I announce all 9. The plaques read as follows. For demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit, and then the 9 fruit of the Spirit are listed: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So 9 students, 9 fruit of the Spirit. For demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit, love, and then the name of the student. So students, if you will stand and remain standing while I announce all 9 of these that you selected out of your class. For demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit of love, Hannah DeMoss. For demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit, joy, Taryn Clark. For demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit, peace, Emily Jenkins. For demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit, patience, Jackson Cargill. For demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit, kindness, Emma Vernon. For demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit, goodness, Hannah Henry. For demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit, faithfulness, Seth Gideon. For demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit, gentleness, Max Posada. If you know these kids, these are perfect fits. For demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit, self-control, Jared Nelson. Students, thank you for demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit. We have all been the beneficiaries of your character throughout this year. Thank you. You may be seated. Mrs. Jenny Kufall left a legacy for her family and friends, and will be remembered for her evangelism, her loyalty, her boldness, diligence, Jenny's perseverance, her service, contentment, devotion, love of family, and hospitality. Each year, Christian Heritage Academy recognizes a senior who demonstrates the qualities that were evident in Jenny's life. The recipient of the 2020 Jenny Kufal Legacy Award is Miss Hannah Henry. Hannah? The Christian Heritage Award is presented each year by CHA's founding church, Sunnyside Baptist Church. Here to present that award is the pastor of Sunnyside Baptist Church, Pastor Michael Deerham. Pastor?
I bring you greetings from Sunnyside Baptist Church. It is our privilege to sponsor this award every year. The Sunnyside Award goes to a senior who has demonstrated spiritual influence in the class, a senior who has demonstrated Christian character both inside and outside of the classroom, one who has demonstrated good citizenship by their appreciation of their participation and privileges in Sunnyside, or in Christian Heritage Academy, and also an active church member, that they are someone who is very engaged in their local church. And in all of these things, what we're talking about is a young person of integrity. When I first came as pastor of Sunnyside Baptist Church, I heard a sermon by Ralph Bullard in which he reminded us what integrity is. It is when someone thinks, what someone says, and what someone does all agree. When what is in their mind, what is coming out of their mouth, and what they do with their actions, when all those things agree, that is integrity. And the Sunnyside Award goes to a young person of integrity whose mind is fixed on Christ, and so also what comes out of their mouth and what they do with their actions all agree. And so it is our privilege to recognize and honor someone who has honored Christ in this way. The Sunnyside Award for this year goes to Jared Nelson. Congratulations.
Final award we present this evening is the Christian Citizenship Award. I can still hear my father talking about the Christian Citizenship Award. He said there's lots of plaques and lots of homes of lots of CHA families, but there's not very many of these. Dad loved this award and the demonstration of Christian citizenship. We call it our highest award. That's a bit confusing, actually. The Nehemiah Award is the highest award given exclusively to a graduating senior, as you heard those two individuals earlier. But the Christian Citizenship Award is the highest award out of the student body as a whole. Each year, one young lady and one young man is recognized out of the junior and senior classes combined. Sometimes juniors, sometimes seniors. This year, and very appropriately so, both of these awards go to seniors. The plaque reads as follows. Then I will read and then give the name and have these individuals stand. First of all, the young lady. Christian Heritage Academy presents its highest award, the Christian Citizenship Award, to Emma Vernon. Emma? And to a young man selected from the class, recognized for his Christian citizenship. Christian Heritage Academy presents its highest award, the Christian Citizenship Award, to Tommy Colston. Tommy. Thank you, students. Mr. Holmes, will you present the class to receive their diplomas?
Mr. Bullard, members of the board, each member of the senior class tonight who received their diplomas have met all the graduation requirements of the state of Oklahoma and of Christian Heritage Academy. Dr. DeMoss, senior sponsors, would you please prepare the class to receive their diplomas?
Christopher Michael Anderson.
Christopher has been a student at Christian Heritage for 9 years. Played football for 6 years, participated in basketball and soccer. He's an enthusiastic supporter of all Crusader athletic events and is described as one who cheers with great spirit. He also was involved in art, the Crusader Choir, and was a member of the school play. A talented young man, Christopher is known by all as a kind, thoughtful, and faithful friend. He has a love for others, and that is evidenced by the 3 Mexico mission trips he has gone on with the school. Known for his hard work and discipline, Chris's friends state that he is also funny, friendly, somewhat quiet, a man of few words, but always with something valuable to say. Mr. Bullard, it's my honor to present to you Christopher Michael Anderson.
Congratulations, Chris. Appreciate you. Proud of you, brother. Thank you. Kyra Livia Aswar.
Kyra has made the most of her 5 years at CHA. She's been involved in every facet of the school. A multi-sport athlete, she participated in cheerleading, cross country, was the first lady powerlifter, and was an all-state soccer player. She was an excellent student, magna cum laude valedictorian, also involved in a wide variety of activities. She's a good artist in the school play, led the prayer team for Salt and Light, was in at least 4 different clubs. But the quality mentioned most by her classmates and faculty was her unselfish leadership. She was the student body president this year, where it was said that she led Stuco with grace and joy, always excited about seeing others succeed, never getting frustrated, and had a gracious way of keeping everyone involved and accountable. Kyra has a gentle spirit, will drop anything to help a friend, a sweet, determined hard worker who loves the Lord and loved being a crusader. Mr. Bullard, I'm pleased to present Kyra Livia Aswar.
Lindsay Adeline Baird.
Lindsay is part of the foundation of the class of 2020, having attended CHA for 14 years. She played basketball for 2 years in junior high and was a cheerleader throughout her high school years. She also played volleyball for 6 years, being named to the All-State team and receiving the Individual Intensity Award, as well as setting the school record for the most digs. Lindsay is also an artist who received a first place for stained glass at the art contest. She's been on school mission trips to Mexico and to Nepal. She is also an excellent student, as evidenced by her membership in National Honor Society and Mu Alpha Theta. Reliable, kind, friendly, funny, loyal, hardworking, and gracious. Lindsay has been a blessing to her class and to our school. Mr. Bullard, I am pleased to present Lindsay Adeline Baird.
Bella Grace Baker.
Wow, there is a lot going on right there. She came through some physical concerns and came in on the other side, a dynamic, extremely impressive individual. At CHA for 13 years, this highly intelligent, summa cum laude valedictorian was involved in cheerleading, winning a Team Purpose Award, soccer, school play, Salt and Light, 5 clubs, 3 mission trips, and she was in a leadership position in most all of those activities, and served as this year's senior class president. Even outside the school, she was an American Legion Girls Nation Senator, Oklahoma Girls State Delegate, paged at the Senate, and on and on. Students and faculty said she was loud, self-motivated, thinks outside the box, cheerful, encouraging, always willing to sacrifice her time for others. She was named as Oklahoma State University Scholars Society Fellow, a fellow. Their highest scholarship, full ride, study abroad, paid for everything. They're paying her to go to school there. She consistently demonstrated her love for the Lord, the school, and her family. It's an honor for me to be able to work with Bella Grace Baker.
Dylan Cole Best.
Dylan is a solid man in several ways. His physical strength and competitiveness made him one of the best linemen on the football team for several years. He was anticipating a great year, having received district and Little All-City awards the previous year. His physical strength had also made him a valuable member of the powerlifting team. However, a back injury that led to surgery kept him from competing this year. Dylan handled the injury and setback with maturity and trust in God's plan. His work ethic has allowed him to be a valedictorian and to run his own lawn business for several years. This makes for some busy fall and spring days with sports and school. I appreciate Dylan's character. Along with his outstanding character is a large ornery streak right down the middle of him that makes things interesting sometimes. But he is honest and diligent. He'll look you in the eye and give you the truth. I appreciate that about him also. He has a deep and firm love for God, family, and country. So after 13 years at CHA, he is ready for the next chapter in his life. Mr. Bullard, it's a privilege to present Dylan Cole Best.
Carson Carl Bullard.
Carson has studied at CHA for 8 years. He played football, where he was given the Team Purpose Award, and basketball, where he was awarded the Crusader Award his senior year. He was very involved in journalism, Salt and Light, Least of These, Mu Alpha Theta, and served 4 years on the Mexico mission team. He's an extremely talented pianist and has blessed the school by playing at various banquets, programs, and chapels. But Carson's strength is in his character. He is known for being honest, an encourager, genuine, incredibly dedicated in many areas, friendly to all, intentionally interested in getting to know others, kind, peaceable, dependable, a leader, and one who seeks to be like Christ in all he does. Mr. Bullard, it's my privilege to present to you your son, Carson Carl Bullard.
Congratulations, sir. I love you. I'll hug you later. Lane Elizabeth Bullard.
Known as the best muffin and cookie maker of the class, Lane has attended CHA for 14 years. She's been a member of Crusader basketball and volleyball teams for 6 years and tennis for 1 year. She was nominated to the 2020 All-School Homecoming Court. She served on Salt and Light for 3 years, and she was this year's chaplain in Mu Alpha Theta. She's attended 2 CHA mission trips, 1 to Africa and 1 to Mexico. Friends say that she is quiet, honest, and punctual. And others said that Lane is known for making quiet jokes, and no one knows that she said it. And then everybody begins to laugh, and they wonder why they're laughing. One teacher said that she's usually quiet, Lane is bright, witty, and determined. She's an excellent student who always expresses her thoughts clearly and creatively. Mr. Bullard, I am pleased to present a young woman who cares more about others than she does about herself, Miss Lane Elizabeth Bullard.
Alexis Leanne Butler.
When you think of Lexi, one word that definitely comes to mind is creative. Whether it's visual arts like drawing or ceramics, or performing arts like singing or dance, Lexi enjoys creativity. In addition to the arts, she has also been very involved in athletics. She has played basketball and volleyball, along with cross country and soccer. Lexi has also been a cheerleader for 6 years and been a part of winning 5 national championships. Along with those activities, she has participated in Salt and Light, Lantern Ladies, and Least of These, as well as serving in her church's nursery ministry. It's no surprise that many of her classmates have commented on her talents as a singer, but she's also described as cheerful, humble, compassionate, and giving, someone who loves to make people smile. Mr. Bullard, it is my pleasure to present Alexis Leanne Butler.
Webb Kellen Campbell.
Webb is a lifer at CHA, having attended here for 14 years. During that time, he participated in basketball and soccer, but he quickly found his niche in singing and playing the guitar, one of the areas where he is extremely talented. Webb was a Crusader Choir member for 4 years, and this year he won the Crusader Choir Award and has helped plan and lead our worship time in chapel this year. Webb is also extremely talented in anything mechanical. It is said that he has the coolest and most cars of anyone in the school. Webb's classmates and faculty state that he is genuine, kind, unique in all that he does. He loves to sing. He's not afraid to speak his mind, always willing to help others and use his gifts to help others worship the Lord. Mr. Bullard, it is a pleasure for me to present to you Webb Kellen Campbell.
William Jackson Cargill.
Known as Mr. President, Jackson has attended CHA for 14 years. He has been a member of the Crusader football team for 6 years, and he is the founder of Club Politico. Serving as a page for Senator Langford for a semester of his junior year, and getting to participate in the Naval Academy Boys State, Jackson's high school career has been anything but normal. This is exemplified in his acceptance to Stanford University, which is known for its 2% acceptance rate and #NerdNation. Jackson is known by his friends as steady, calm, under pressure, and kind. In fact, one friend said, "I have never heard Jackson say an unkind word about anyone." Highly respected by his peers, Jackson was this year's Nehemiah recipient. An avid Star Wars fan, Jackson understands where his true force comes from. Mr. Bullard, it is my pleasure to present a gentleman, a scholar, and a true rising patriot, Mr. William Jackson Cargill. Go Cardinal! #NerdNation.
Caleb Passett Chan.
Always having a Red Bull and coffee in his hand, Caleb has attended CHA for 8 years. He is known as one of the funniest guys in this class, and Caleb's sense of humor and wit brings joy to all that he is around. This joy makes him respected and trusted leader, as he has served as the class Stuco representative. A member of CHA's soccer team and cross-country teams for 3 years, Caleb is quick. In fact, I can testify to this because he runs laps around me all the time in my neighborhood as I walk. A member of Mu Alpha Theta, Salt and Light, and NHS, he is a very good student. Caleb is sincere and has a genuine love for the Lord. He has served on 3 mission teams to Arlington, Texas, Chengdu, China, and Cambodia. Several friends commented that Caleb is the most organized person that they know, and teachers say he's hardworking and resilient. Mr. Bullard, it is my pleasure to present the CEO of, Mr. Caleb Passett Chan. No.
Micah Noel Chandler.
Micah has been at CHA for the past 4 years, and in that time she's made an impact and left an impression on those around her. She's played basketball and soccer for 2 years, but it was in cross country where she really excelled. Micah helped lead the girls' cross country team to finish in the top 10 in Class 3A this year, and she received all-state honors and was awarded with the team's Individual Intensity Award not once, but twice. She also was a member of Salt and Light, Mu Alpha Theta, Lantern Ladies, Least of These, and was in the school play. She's very involved in her church, and she went with her church on a 2-week mission trip to Fiji. Micah is a talented writer, an avid reader. In fact, in taking honors philosophy, they have to read a book every quarter and write a report on it. She read all 4 books and had all the reports written before the end of the first quarter. She's a skilled artist, an adventurous and faithful friend, one who is full of energy and joy. Mr. Bullard, it is my pleasure to present Micah Noel Chandler.
Taryn Shea Clark.
Taryn is a servant and has been a blessing at CHA these last 3 years. She's quick to smile and to give a kind word. She doesn't like to be out in front or the focus of any attention. Her desire to help others led her to work in the elementary as a teacher's aide, where I think she is one of the favorites. Taryn has been involved in many different clubs. She's spent the most time in Lantern Ladies, where she's been able to invest in other young ladies. She's played a variety of sports, but her passion is tennis. She's a solid singles player and was going to be the #1 singles player this year. Just today, she was honored with the Tennis All-State Award. God's kindness flows out of this young lady, and she is a testimony of his changing grace. Her relationship with Christ has matured these last few years and put her in a position to be able to go out and influence others for Christ. Mr. Bullard, I'm blessed to be able to present Taryn Shea Clark.
Connor Douglas Collins.
Connor is another member of this class who's been a part of the school for the last 14 years. And in those 14 years, Connor has regaled any and all with his jokes, his stories, and commentary on topics ranging from religion to restaurants to sports to politics. He's kept busy being a part of the soccer teams, basketball, football, and powerlifting. He's also been involved with several school clubs, including the Chess Club, Fire, Least of These, and Politico. According to a classmate of Connor's, he has the unique ability to chug a whole gallon of milk and orange juice. More importantly, he's a caring person who goes out of his way to show gratitude and concern for others. As was said of Connor, I am a nobody who's trying to tell everybody about a somebody who can save anybody. Mr. Bullard, it is my honor to present Connor Douglas Collins.
Thomas Albert Colston.
Smart, hardworking, genuine, loyal, friendly, leader. Those are a few of the many words used by Tommy's classmates to describe him and the influence of his life. While he has excelled academically, he's also been active by playing on the basketball and soccer teams for 3 years and by winning a medal at this year's regional powerlifting meet. Tommy is also the president and co-founder of Least of These, a student service organization. And he's also been a member of National Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, Fire, and Politico. And he has served as secretary for Student Council this past year. It was said of Tommy that his sense of humor is often underrated and overlooked. He thinks long-term, is determined, and always ready to serve and point others to Jesus. Mr. Bullard, it is a privilege to present to you Mr. Thomas Albert Colston.
Isabella Victoria Cruz.
Passionate, independent, driven, sophisticated, kind, loyal, hardworking were only a few of the words used to describe this 13 years at CHA second generation Crusader. She's also highly intelligent, summa cum laude valedictorian, 4.14 GPA. I don't know how that's possible. Was an excellent cheerleader, played soccer, was in 5 clubs, a very strong leader. Vice president of her class, her junior and senior years, the SNL encouragement team leader. 3 mission teams where the missionary said that the Honduran students thrived under her tough love. Outside of school, she was on the Stevenson Cancer Teen Advocacy Group, was a girls' state representative, and much more. Isabella is also a dynamic, eloquent, persuasive communicator. Do not get in a debate or even an argument with her. Others said that she has a tender heart, loves the Lord, her family, and she loves a tough challenge. Isabella has a contagious enthusiasm for life that is lived out every day. Mr. Bullard, if I'm choosing teams, she's going to be one of my first choices. Isabella Victoria Cruz.
Ethan Michael Cupid.
Attending CHA for 13 years, Ethan is the MacGyver or Mr. Fix-It of the class. He is very talented with his hands and he's mechanically inclined. He has even fixed things on Honduras, and even this year he found a leak in the gas line and he said, I think there's a leak in your gas line in the weight room, and sure enough, he was right. He has played for baseball for 3 years and run cross country for 2 years. He's a member of Crusader Choir for 2 years, and he plays the bass in the school chapels. If you know Ethan, he's extremely loyal and loves people. And if he has your heart and you have his, he will turn the world upside down for you. He will represent the United States this summer and join the armed forces. His friends say that Ethan has a way of cracking jokes and making people laugh when everyone is stressed out. Well, Mr. Bullard, I am honored to present a man to you that is like my son, and he would wrangle the moon and bring it back to me if I asked him. Mr. Ethan Michael Cupid. Left, 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 right, left.
Lexi Lynn Davis.
Lexi came to CHA during junior high. She's been a gift to her class in many ways. The most visible blessing is her basketball skill. She has a long list of amazing awards, including All-State, Little All-City, and it keeps going. Lexi is one of the top scorers in the state, in spite of dealing with a myriad of ailments that hindered her reaching her highest potential, which is scary to think about because she was really, really good. I know that she was disappointed and frustrated with this seemingly endless stream of difficult health issues, but she never complained or made excuses. She selflessly did everything she could to help her team succeed, even if it meant playing while hurting or feeling sick. Beneath her extremely competitive nature is a spirit of kindness, thoughtfulness, and determination. Lexi's a young lady that has a deep and growing relationship with the Lord. She's ready to be a leader at college, both on and off the court, just like she has been at CHA for the last 5 years. Mr. Bullard, I'm pleased to present Lexi Lynn Davis.
Hannah Elizabeth DeMoss.
Hannah, a 14-year CHA student with too many awards to mention, is one of those very rare people I call a 500%er. She gives 100% to her schoolwork, where she pursues excellence, not just A's, and was one of the summa cum laude valedictorians this year. She gives another 100% to her school activities, volleyball for 6 years, winning the Crusader Award this year, leadership positions in 5 clubs, winning the Daniel Award in Salt and Light, class officer and Stuco positions every year, serving this year as the projects director. Hannah gives another 100% to her church, where she serves and is involved in more than 10 mission trips. She gives another 100% to her relationship to the Lord. Classmates and faculty said that she loves to share Christ, is a mature, virtuous, godly woman. And then she has another 100% left for the love, care, and concern for her classmates and her family. Where students said that she's selfless, deeply cares for people, and wants everyone she's around to feel the love of the Lord. Mr. Bullard, even though I will sincerely miss our office visits, I'm honored to present all 500% of Hannah Elizabeth DeMoss.
Quinn Doe. It's hard not to love Quinn. She is known for being thoughtful and observant, kind to everyone, giving the best hugs, and always having the sweetest smile on her face. During her 3 years at CHA, Quinn was active in Lantern Ladies for 1 year and was part of Each One Reach One, Mu Alpha Theta, and Least of These for 2 years each. Her teachers remember her as bright and diligent, an outstanding creative artist, and someone who always wants to do what is right. Quinn is a great encourager. Her classmates say that she makes a conscious effort to get to know people, cares about the class, can be counted on to be there for people, and consistently offers to help. They say that Quinn keeps things free from disagreement, and there is just a general peace and harmony when she is around. Her peers say that they look up to her. Mr. Bullard, I am very happy to present Quinn Doe.
To not Doe.
Perhaps the most joyful person at CHA, Tu's classmates say that he has a good heart, is a supportive listener, has the biggest smile, and always makes sure to say good morning to his classmates when they walk into school. He is hardworking, grateful, a servant, selfless, and giving. Once he even took an Uber across town just so he could help decorate for homecoming. During his 2 years at CHA, Tu participated in Each One Reach One for 2 years. He was also on the soccer team his senior year, where he gave his all even though it was his first time playing. His teachers say he is an intelligent and driven student who spends hours perfecting his skill and shows great perseverance. Tu grew in faith at CHA. He said it was his first time to hear about Christ, and here he came to know him as Savior. It took Tu 3 times to get his visa to come to Oklahoma, and he almost didn't try the 3rd time. We are so glad he did. It's clear that God wanted Tu here, and we have been blessed by Tu. Mr. Bullard, I am so honored to present Tu Doe.
Landon Kyle Dunn.
My first impressions of Landon, after having him in class a few days, was that God has blessed him with a problem-solving mind. He thinks like an engineer. The second thought was that school is not super enjoyable for him because he loves the outdoors. He's at home when he is hunting and fishing. I remember multiple discussions about the fish he caught on the weekend or how many deer he saw while sitting in the tree stand early in the morning. Landon is a gentleman and is well thought of by his classmates. He's been active in the Mexico mission trip and the Least of These club. He's an excellent volleyball and soccer player. His soccer talent was recognized by being honored as an all-state player. God has used CHA to help mold and mature Landon into the young man he is today. Landon, may your love for God's word and his wonderful outdoors continue to grow. Mr. Bullard, it's a pleasure to present Landon Kyle Dunn.
Drew Walker Feitner.
Drew's a lifer, been here for 13 years. Played basketball and soccer. He won the individual preparation award in soccer during his junior year. Was a member of Salt and Light, FIRE, which is a men's Bible study, Least of These, Mu Alpha Theta, National Honor Society, and Politico. Mr. Physics, or the next Mr. Copeland, according to some, is extremely intelligent. It's said that he knows all things Star Wars and is a math and physics genius. Must be the mac and cheese that he has for lunch every day. He's described as kind, willing to help others, one of the smartest kids in the school, funny, and never judging of others. Drew's love for the Lord and his word is evident in the way he cares for others and seeks to honor the Lord in his life. Mr. Bullard, I'm pleased to present to you Drew Walker Feichner.
Ashley Lynn Garcia.
A lifer at CHA, Ashley is known for her soccer and ability and her artistic aptitude. From playing on this Crusaders soccer team where she was named All-State Player of the Year, and that's huge her senior year, and running cross country, she is athletic and determined. Teammates say that Ashley is kind and that her smile is contagious. She is a servant and extremely helpful, and her artistic ability came in very handy on the decoration committee this year. Friends say that she's passionate and loves deeply. She's known as a good listener, and teachers say she's tenderhearted, content, and knows her value is found in her relationship with Christ and is unashamed of him. I have personally known Ashley for 14 years, and it is my deep honor to watch her grow up and even be mistaken as my own daughter. She is beautiful, strong, and yet gentle. Mr. Bullard, it is my privilege to present to you a woman that is bison-bound, Miss Ashley Lynn Garcia.
William Seth Gideon.
A member of the class of 2020 for 4 years, is a true picture of a life changed by Christ. He played football and was a power lifter. Seth was a member of the Crusader Choir and Student Council, Salt and Light, and the school play. He was also recognized this evening as a member of the Senior Heritage of Christian Character for faithfulness. But Seth's greatest contribution to his class and the school came as he served the Lord as chaplain of the senior class. In the words of his classmates, Seth would tell it like it is, yet he was humble and unashamed witness for Christ, challenging and encouraging his classmates in the things of the Lord. He has the ability to make you laugh one moment and yet deliver a serious message the next. Never seeking the spotlight, Seth humbly and graciously served his class and pointed us all, students and teachers alike, to Christ. Mr. Bullard, it is my honor to present to you William Seth Gideon.
Elizabeth Reed Graves.
Spend any time around Ellie, and your cup will overflow with joy. Attending CHA for 6 years, Ellie is best known for her school spirit, serving on the Crusader Cheer Squad for 6 years and receiving the Individual Preparation Award. She's also run cross country for 1 year. A member of Mu Alpha Theta, NHS, Politico, Least of These, Salt and Light, and the senior class historian, Ellie is busy. She's also been a part of 3 of CHA's productions. Never afraid of a challenge and always willing to go the extra mile, God has used Ellie to leave CHA better. One friend said it best, one of the sweetest people that I know, extremely honest in everything and always has something nice to say to you. A teacher wrote, Ellie's smile always gives me encouragement. I have always said that Ellie Graves is one of the most genuine, beautiful diamonds in this class. She is indeed a class act. Mr. Bullard, it is my honor to present to you Sunshine in a Bottle, Miss Elizabeth Reed Graves.
Garrett Michael Green.
One of Garrett's classmates aptly described him when they wrote this. He is a genuine person and will tell you his opinions. He will always give you his best advice on a subject. Another classmate said, he's been an encouragement to me to have even half of his boldness in my ideas. Garrett is regarded as a hard worker and a loyal friend who is kind and easy to talk to. He's also a talented artist who's participated in the Fine Arts Club. He's also been a part of Salt and Light, Politico, and Least of These. Last year, Garrett served as the junior class secretary, all while balancing the demands of school and the responsibilities of a part-time job. He is thoughtful, determined, caring, and loves the Lord. Mr. Bullard, it is my pleasure to present Garrett Michael Green.
Cole Matthias Hansel.
Cole has been a student at Christian Heritage Academy for 7 years. One who loves to play baseball, Cole was also involved in cross country and football, as well as the Crusader Choir, journalism, yearbook, and least of these. He is described by his classmates and faculty as very kind, caring, quiet yet funny, one with a servant's heart. Cole is tall, creative. He's easy to talk to. He's humble, friendly, loyal, steady, stable, confident, one who doesn't give up. And as one student stated, Cole is a lover of baseball and a lover of Christ. Mr. Bullard, it's my joy to present to you this evening Cole Matthias Hansel.
Hannah Marie Henry.
Kind, humble, and a good teammate are just a few of the words to describe Hannah. Attending CHA for 10 years, Hannah and I have literally walked all over Washington, D.C., and one of our best memories ever. This was not too much for Hannah, of course, because she is an outstanding athlete. Playing soccer, basketball, and running cross country, Hannah has left her mark on Crusader sports. In basketball, she received the Individual Preparation Award and Individual Intensity Award twice. In cross country, she received the Team Purpose Award. She's not only a good athlete, but a good student. And she is known by her friends as one that enjoys calculus and physics. One teacher wrote, "Hannah is one of the most humble and respectful people that I've ever taught. She is driven, precise, and has a beautiful smile." Mr. Bullard, it is my pleasure to present the CEO of I Just Can't Stop Laughing, Miss Hannah Marie Henry. Go Bison!
Emily Renee Jenkins.
Emily has been a member of the class of 2020 for the past 2 years. During that time, she was actively involved in Crusader Choir, Lantern Ladies, and Least of These, where she served as historian this past year. And it is those things that help us understand who Emily is. She cares for others and intentionally seeks to meet their needs over her own. Emily is creative, joyful, always smiling, a prayer warrior, genuine in her love for Christ and willingness to share that love with others. She is happy, kind, and resilient in the face of trials. She has a way of making you feel important and will be remembered in the Senior Heritage of Christian Character for Peace. As one said, she radiates the peace of God in every circumstance. Mr. Bullard, it's my honor to present to you Emily Renee Jenkins.
Noah Israel Gines.
Noah is a young man with a quiet determination to succeed. This drive has led him to be a valedictorian of his class and to earn summa cum laude honors. He's a true scholar that loves to learn. The amount of reading that he does outside of school is truly amazing. His drive for success has also allowed him to become a valuable member of the Crusader football and soccer teams. Noah has a heart for others, and that has led him to be active in serving at his church and to go on different mission trips around the nation and the world. He has served the student body as a representative for multiple years and has been highly involved in a number of clubs. CHA has helped Noah develop a Christian worldview and cultivated his desire and ability to master different topics. Noah is a humble young man that has maximized the abilities that God has blessed him with. Carry on, Mr. Gines. Mr. Bullard, it's an honor to be able to present Noah Israel Gines.
Gabriel Brian Kimmery.
Gabe has been a student at CHA for 12 years. And during that time has been involved in many things. Athletically, Gabe played football, basketball, baseball, soccer, and ran cross country. But he was also involved in NJHS, Crusader Choir, Mu Alpha Theta, and Politico. Gabe will be remembered at CHA for his ability to lift the spirits of his classmates, and make class very interesting. Like the time in elementary when he brought tadpoles to class and then tried to sell them. Or when he tied desks and chairs together during my Bible class with zip ties, thus earning the name Zippy Kimmery. Gabe is so funny, yet kind and courteous, obedient, trustworthy, a servant, honest, good at fixing things. He understands what is important in life. He loves his family, his country, which he'll be serving soon, his friends, and his Lord. Mr. Bullard, it is with great pleasure I present to you Gabriel Brian Kimmery.
Richard Ryan James Langerman III.
Ryan has been at CHA for 10 years. He's first, just brilliant, a deep thinker, one of those 30-something ACT people, and one of this year's magna cum laude valedictorians. He's good at school. He's also a tenacious competitor in basketball and golf, where he's had great success in both, winning individual preparation awards in both. Several have said that he had the best three-point shot ever. And apparently he's quite the catch. Numerous girls said that all the girls have had a crush on him at one time or another. Is that true? Very nice. Others said that Ryan is witty, respectful, confident, courteous, has an uplifting spirit, cares about others, is loyal, loves his family, is generous, a keen observer of life with a genuine Christian worldview, and is the best brother and friend ever. I don't know who said that, but Mr. Bullard, I'm pleased to present Richard Ryan James Langerman III.
Riley Jolynn Langerman.
Riley has been active at CHA during high school. She's been highly successful on the basketball court. Her basketball awards are too many to list, but she has earned All-State and Little All-City Player of the Year honors this year. She has also played volleyball and tennis. To say that Riley is a competitor is a major understatement. She has an amazing drive and will to win. She has a switch that is visible. In certain situations, it causes her dad to start yelling, "No foul, Riley, no foul." She will be missed on the court, but her impact has not been isolated to basketball. She is intelligent and works hard in the classroom. She is a valedictorian and has earned magna cum laude honors. She's been involved in clubs and student government. She has served in Honduras on school mission teams. Riley is a young lady that knows how to work hard and also to trust God in difficult situations. She's had to deal with hard things in her life, but God has given her the ability to handle both the difficult and the success with grace and humility. Mr. Bullard, it's a great privilege to be able to present Riley Jolynn Langerman.
Koi Thon Lee.
Completing 2 years at CHA tonight, Koi is known for being reserved and humble, as well as entertaining and full of love for others. He likes learning about others and having meaningful conversations, and friends say they have learned from their talks with him. Many classmates say that he is super friendly, and there is never too serious a moment that Koi can't soften. He's a very friendly guy. Many say Koi always had a wave and a greeting for them in the hallway. Koi is laid back, keeps a good attitude, and loves hoodies. He participated in Each One Reach One for 1 year and spent 2 years on the tennis team where he was known for his skills. Koi's teachers say that he is smart and works hard and that he is courteous, consistent, and loves being involved. Mr. Bullard, I am pleased to present Koi Tain Lee.
Luke William Masters.
We've been blessed to have Luke as a student at CHA for the past 13 years. And during that time, he's developed a reputation for being funny, outgoing, kind, generous, and a dependable and caring friend. He has played football and basketball throughout his high school years, He's participated in ceramics and in journalism. It is said of Luke that he rarely, if ever, complains. And though he might not say it about himself, several of his classmates noted his skills as a leader. One said of Luke, a true leader, extremely strong when adversity hits him, loves a good challenge, and never backs down from hard competition. Mr. Bullard, it is my honor to present Luke William Masters.
Brooke Olivia McIntosh.
Brooke has been a CHA for 13 years. Is a great student with over a 4.07 GPA and a magna cum laude valedictorian this year. She has participated in tennis, played volleyball all 6 years, winning the Team Purpose Award this year. She's been in Salt and Light, part of 3 other clubs, and has been a part of the band for 2 years. Students and faculty said that Brooke has a dry, witty humor that is sure to keep you entertained, that she's very creative, musically gifted, and is quite the writer and excels especially at poetry. Others said that her baking is fantastic. She is a humble, quiet leader who is very funny on the class group me and is genuine, a precious person, is joyful, has a heart for others, and truly desires to go wherever the Lord leads. Mr. Bullard, I'm pleased to present Brooke Olivia McIntosh.
Madison Grace O'Neill McNeese.
Madison Grace has attended CHA for 3 years. She is a servant and is recognized among her peers as an organizer extraordinaire. I can testify to this as she has served as the Vice President of Politico, Team Coordinator for Mu Alpha Theta, Lantern Leader Senior Advisor, and this young lady has rare organizational abilities with a flair. Madison Grace is also the fundraising coordinator for Least of These and the Vice President of NHS. She has a heart for missions within the United States and beyond, going to Belize with the GO students, as well as serving in her local church. One friend said, MG has the confidence that not many girls have. She will go the path that she has set in her mind, no matter what the opinions or discouragement that comes along. Known as a good leader and a straightforward thinker, she is respected among her peers. Mr. Bullard, I am pleased to present one of the best aides I have ever had, and I don't know what I'm going to do without, Miss Madison Grace O'Neill McNeese. Sick 'em Bears!
Abby Grace Moix.
Abby has only been here this year, but she fit in so seamlessly that it seemed like she's always been a part of the class. So kind, so sweet, so friendly. She's been a great addition to the class. Also so smart. 31 on her ACT, over a 4-point GPA, has put her near the top of her class with a huge scholarship at Ouachita Baptist. She's helped as football manager, was power lifter, part of the Lantern Ladies and Least of These ministries. Teachers and classmates said that Abby's wise, humble, resilient, works hard, is always dancing, is a great writer, will help you with anything, is tender-hearted, and has a genuine relationship with the Lord. Her faith is strong, and she truly puts others before herself. Mr. Bullard, I'm so glad the Lord brought us Abby Grace Moix.
Jared Leaf Nelson.
Jared has spent all of his education career at CHA, 14 years. There are several words that could describe Jared's many talents. The one that stands out to me is a servant leader. Jared has influenced a large number of people in and out of this school by serving. He's managed all of the players' and coaches' needs in football for 2 years. He's also been the stage manager for the play for the last couple of years. In his spare time, he's been highly involved in a long list of clubs and was a co-founder of the Least of These Club. His servant leadership was recognized by receiving the Daniel Award. He has gone to Mexico with the school and is active in the church's worship and technology teams and received the Sunnyside Award honoring his church involvement. He's valedictorian and is receiving summa cum laude honors. From his ability to speak in public to organizing and running large events, Jared's leadership skills have blossomed. God has developed a solid foundation in him. Jared will influence others wherever he is. Mr. Bullard, I'm grateful to be able to present Jared Leith Nelson.
Ann Hong Huynh.
Hardworking, encouraging, sweet, confident. These are just a few of the many kind words Audrina's classmates used to describe her. They said she is very thoughtful, inclusive of others, and wants others to feel valued. One friend said, she loves the Lord and wants everyone to experience that same love. Many noted her boldness for standing up in what she believes. One friend said, Audrina always wants to learn more and strives to better herself and others. During her 2 years at CHA, she was a member of Least of These for 1 year and Each One Reach One and the tennis team for 2 years each. She won second place at an ACSI math competition and was given a character award for determination in 11th grade. Her teachers say that she is enthusiastic in her learning, academically driven, passionate, and an overall joy to have in class. Mr. Bullard, I am so happy to present An Hong Huynh.
Min Hui Nguyen.
Min came to CHA from Vietnam 2 years ago. He participated in Each One Reach One for 2 years, basketball for 1 year, and was an enthusiastic, energetic member of the soccer team for 2 years. Friend after friend said he is an upbeat guy with a great sense of humor. They say he lightens the mood by knowing just what to say and when to say it. Far more than just a funny guy, his teachers say that he loves his family, is observant, intelligent, and sees details. This year, he received the Excellence in Pre-Calculus Award. Teachers also say that he is driven and has a talent for business, evidenced by his junior year side hustle as an internet dealer of rare and collectible shoes. Friends say that he is respectful and courteous, and they have gained a greater perspective as they have learned from Min. Mr. Bullard, it is my pleasure to present Min Nguyen.
Micah Alexandria Parrish.
Micah has been a student at Christian Heritage Academy for the past 4 years. During that time, she was an integral part of the Lady Crusaders basketball team, which won 2 state titles, 1 state runner-up, and had qualified for this year's state tournament at the Big House before the season abruptly ended. She's accepted a scholarship to play basketball at Bethany College in Kansas next year. Micah is a fierce and loyal competitor. She knows how to overcome adversity and is humble, not seeking to draw attention to herself, but to the team. Micah is much more than just an amazing basketball player. She's very kind and courteous. She's honest, not afraid to stand up for what she believes in. A little sassy at times, fun to be around, loyal, content, and peaceful with a beautiful smile. Mr. Bullard, it's a joy for me to present to you Micah Alexandria Parrish.
Banner Graham Penwell.
Banner has been a student at CHA for 8 years. During that time, this valedictorian has been involved in football, where he won this year's Individual Intensity Award, basketball, soccer, powerlifting, art, where he placed 3rd in the regional ACSI art show, was in student council, Salt and Light, the school play, served as class president for 2 years, was a member of the chess club, fire, Mu Alpha Theta, National Honor Society, Least of These, and has been on mission trips to Mexico, Nepal, Kentucky, and Israel. Banner is a young man who possesses a wide range of skills and knowledge. He's an extremely hard worker, an overcomer, and a successful entrepreneur. He has a way of making you believe everything he says. Always involved and willing to help and include others. He is kind, considerate, a loyal friend with a good heart that seeks to please the Lord in all that he does. Mr. Bullard, I'm glad to present to you Banner Graham Penwell.
Lainey Elizabeth Portree.
Lainey has received her entire education as a homeschooler. She became involved with the CHA homeschool program in 7th grade and has worked diligently to graduate with honors. She has also been a concurrent student at Rose State College since her junior year and has completed 40 credit hours towards her associate's degree in engineering, while still maintaining a high GPA, working part-time, and participating in the welding program at the Middale Technology Center. Lainey has made time to pursue her main interest, which is her family. Hiking, camping, tinkering with mechanics, and playing games are just a few ways she loves to spend her time outside of her responsibilities. After graduation, she intends to complete her associate's degree, earn a certification in welding, and help her grow the family business. We have been blessed by her character qualities of self-government, selflessness, humor, and love. Mr. Bullard, I'm pleased to present Lainey Elizabeth Portree.
Max Cade Posada.
Max has been at CHA for 2 years, and the time has not been wasted. Max is one of the kindest and most polite young men that you will ever meet. It's been a privilege to partner with his parents in educating him. Max was a valuable member of the cross-country and soccer teams both years. He earned the highest school award in cross-country each year. He's a young man with a great amount of determination and perseverance, which was apparent in both of these sports. Max has been involved in a variety of clubs and was able to serve on the Mexico mission team last summer. He's a hard worker and doesn't make excuses when things are hard or when they don't go the way that he expected. He has the ability to see things from God's perspective and to filter things through biblical principles. He's a young man that loves the Lord and has a growing relationship with him. His quick smile that lights up his entire face has been a wonderful addition to this class. Mr. Bullard, I'm honored to be able to present Max Cade Posada.
Noah James Rankin.
Known as the comedian of the class, Noah is very clever, witty, and funny. He has been a member of the Crusader football team for 2 years and basketball team for 5 years. And I always say, Noah, you are so smart. Serving as a secretary for Mu Alpha Theta, Noah is a good leader that is genuine and humble. He's also dependable. I call him Martin, and in fact, for the last 7 years, that has been my name for him. And I don't think he would answer to Noah if I called him that, because I've called him Martin for so many years. I named him Martin because of his keen sense of justice, which is so rare in this day and age. And I named him after Martin Luther. And I believe this, that God is going to use you, Martin, in a mighty way for his kingdom, because you do not shrink back from what you believe is true. One teacher said it this way, a good thinker that doesn't take things as face value. Mr. Bullard, it is my privilege to present to you a man who I believe will contend for the faith in the years ahead, Mr. Noah James Rankin. Oh, you.
Peyton Olivia Reinhardt.
Peyton has been at CHA for 3 years. She's a strong student, a good thinker. She's participated in 5 different clubs and played tennis for 2 years, volleyball all 3 years, was a power lifter this year, taking first and second places in various invitationals. Classmates and faculty said that Peyton is compassionate, creative, enthusiastic, confident, has a joyful spirit, and is not afraid to speak her mind, that she has persevered through some difficult times and has always desired to encourage and care for others. Others said that she loves to dress up to promote school and class unity, that she loves the Lord, her family, and her class. She is a consistent, caring friend, always there when needed, is courageous, always encouraging, and desiring to serve others. Mr. Bullard, I'm pleased to present Peyton Olivia Reinhardt.
Denver James Reimer.
Denver is a young man that has maximized his opportunities and abilities at CHA. Whether it's in the classroom, the weight room, or the football field, Denver believes that he will succeed, and he has. From class valedictorian to qualifying for the state powerlifting meet to leading the football team as a quarterback, he has excelled. He has received awards in football, soccer, powerlifting, and for his outstanding character. Diligent and optimistic are two words that have been used to describe him and his approach to life. These characteristics have made him a favorite among his peers in the faculty. He is quiet, but is one of the more enjoyable young people to be around. He sees the best in others and easily makes them smile or laugh. Nothing makes him smile more than the phrase, "Go Buckeyes." He probably has an Ohio State t-shirt under his dress shirt. Yeah? No. Sorry. Denver is a young man with a solid foundation of character. I look forward to how God is going to use him in the years to come. Mr. Bullard, I'm pleased to be able to present Denver James Reimer.
London Nicole Roberts.
Involved. London has probably been one of the busiest students in the school, all while maintaining top-level academics, high-caliber athletics, and others-oriented service. She was a cheerleader for 2 years and on the volleyball team for 6 years, where she earned an award for 1,000 assists and was first team all-conference. She's also been a part of Lantern Ladies, Mu Alpha Theta, least of these, National Honor Society, Salt and Light, and Politico. Additionally, London has put in over 90 volunteer hours at OU Medical Center, and she participated in the Perry Initiative Outreach, which I had to look up and find out what that is. It's a program for young women interested in orthopedic surgery, engineering, or both. London loves to serve the Lord by serving others, which she does with a calm determination. Mr. Bullard, it is my honor to present London Nicole Roberts.
Holly Paige Schuler.
Holly is a young lady that has grown and matured both in her faith and academics in her 3 years at CHA. It's been a pleasure to see her confidence grow from year to year. She's participated in several clubs, she has cheered, she also played golf during her time in high school. Holly is an overcomer. Her ability to work through difficult things highlights the determination and perseverance that exemplify her. The most common description of Holly is her kindness. She's a kind and gentle young lady, and God has woven fibers of toughness through her character. This combination of character in her life is exciting to see in a young person. The ability to be kind and gentle with people with a quiet persistence and determination is rare. She's going to influence a great number of people with these qualities. Holly, continue to grow in your faith and be a lifelong learner. Mr. Bullard, I'm blessed to be able to present Holly Paige Schuler.
Riley Jo Simmons.
It is probably no surprise to anyone who knows her that Riley would receive Christian Character Awards for enthusiasm and persistence. For both of those qualities are very evident in her life. Her enthusiasm comes through in the 6 years that she has been a cheerleader and for which she received the Individual Intensity Award. As for persistence, that was on display both on the court and in the classroom. I've never had anyone who was more persistent in asking to go to 7-Eleven. Riley has also kept very busy in various organizations like Salt and Light, Mu Alpha Theta, least of these, and National Honor Society, for which she served as vice president for this year. She is a joyful and kind friend who cares about others and who loves the Lord wholeheartedly. Mr. Bullard, it is a privilege to present Riley Jo Simmons.
Bethany Grace Taylor.
Some of the words used to describe Bethany were quiet but cool, reserved, gentle, content, and peaceful. But there's much more going on with this 13-year CHA graduate. She was a cheerleader for a while, played all 4 years of high school golf, winning the Individual Preparation Award, played volleyball for 3 years, served as the manager for a year, was in the Crusader Choir, helped with the school play 1 year, was on this year's yearbook staff, and was a 2-year member of Least of These. Bethany was also described as a great listener, loyal, with a kind, humble spirit, also as someone who works hard and truly cares about the needs of others. One teacher said they always look forward to her smile every day, and another teacher said she was one who loved the Lord and helped others to grow. Mr. Bullard, I'm pleased to present Bethany Grace Taylor.
Peyton Alexandria Taylor.
A brilliant woman, a really good friend that everyone should have. No words can describe her humbleness. She treats everyone so nice and is a great example of Christian leadership and positive person. This is how one of your friends described you, Peyton. She's been a member of the CHA's golf and powerlifting team and has served as manager of the Crusader football team. Peyton has served as an officer in Politico and has been a member of Each One Reach One, Mu Alpha Theta, Least of These, and National Honor Society. She is conscientious to detail and dependable. Ask teachers what they think about Peyton, and they will tell you that she has a servant's heart, a winning smile, loves the Lord, and she is headed to Penn State. I know that God is going to use you in many amazing ways for his glory. Mr. Bullard, it is my honor to present to you a lady that is courageous and funny, Miss Peyton Alexandria Taylor. We are
Penn State.
Judah David Trent.
Judah's been a student at CHA for the past 4 years. During that time, he was an anchor on the offensive and defensive lines of the football team, and he was a power lifter. He was involved in Salt and Light, Crusader Choir, playing the drums at times for our chapel services. He was a member of the chess club, Mu Alpha Theta, National Honor Society, Least of These, Politico, and went on a mission trip to Wales with the school. Always the gentleman. Judah is tough, hardworking, humble in spirit, honest, caring, kind, always fun, yet one who possesses a servant's heart. He has a heart for the Lord and is willing to help people in any way he can. As one of his teachers stated, he is a talented percussionist whose heart beats for the Lord. I think that's true. Mr. Bullard, it's an honor for me to present to you Judah David Trent.
Jaden Gregory Tyson.
It has been a blessing to have Jaden walk the halls of CHA as a student for the past 14 years. He's played tennis, soccer, basketball, and football. And in football, he was named All-District as a defensive back. Not only is Jaden athletic, he is smart. He has a 4.0 GPA, and he's been a member of Mu Alpha Theta and National Honor Society. Jaden is a loyal friend who's always looking for ways to encourage and show kindness to others. And while Jaden loves his friends, he loves his mom, and that's a good thing. He is considered the ultimate gamer champion of the senior class. At the same time, he is a good thinker who expresses his thoughts with clarity and conviction and faithfulness to Christ. Mr. Bullard, it is an honor to present Jaden Gregory Tyson.
Emma Joyce Vernon.
Attending CHA for 11 years, this young lady's winsome smile, optimistic spirit has won the hearts of her peers. A vital member of the Crusader cross country team, she has won the Crusader Award twice. She's been a member of the soccer team for 3 years and volleyball team for 4 years. She's also been a member of the Crusader Choir and was named the Crusader Choir Award winner this year. She's also been a member of this year's production of Beauty and the Beast. From Salt and Light to NHS, this young lady has a heart to serve others. Her mission trips to Africa, Mexico, Canada, Arlington, and Montana are also a reflection of her genuine desire to make a difference for the Lord. Friends call her an angel and the sweetest person that they know. One teacher said it best, Emma loves the Lord. Whatever you may say about her, that's the first thing that comes out of her heart and mind. She will make an excellent nurse because of her compassion and concern for others. Mr. Bullard, I could not have asked for a nicer roommate for my daughter next year at OBU, Miss Emma Joyce Vernon. Zip, bang, OBU!
Alexandria Noel Walker.
It is hard to put into words what the last of the Walker girls mean to me. Funny, spunky, resilient, easygoing, enthusiastic, and expressive are just a few words of what I could say about Andy. Andy has been a member of CHA's cheer team for 4 years and received the Crusader Award. A member of least of these, Politico, Mu Alpha Theta, Andy is very involved. She loves her family and friends deeply, and she's known by her teachers as a diligent student. Andy's not afraid of a challenge. She's known for her love of the Lord and her love of family, and she is a faithful friend who brings a smile to everyone. What I will miss most about Andy is every day that she'd come into class and say, Dr. DeMoss, as she would greet me with all of her joy. Mr. Bullard, I am honored to present a young lady who is truly royalty and known as the queen of the class, Miss Andy Alexandria Noel Walker.
Elise Nicole Wall.
Elise has been at CHA for 12 years, a delightful young lady who always had a smile for me and is simply a winner. She is an exceptional artist, winning several awards through the years, is a highly competitive and skilled athlete, cheerleader for 2 years, winning national championships and winning the Team Purpose Award, played volleyball all 4 years, winning state titles, and on the tennis team for 4 years, winning a 3A doubles state title in 2019. Elise was in Salt and Light for 2 years, Mu Alpha Theta, and 4 years in NHS. All that and went to Israel and Nepal on CHA mission trips. Classmates and faculty said that Elise is kind, thoughtful, cares about others, and puts them before herself, loves people, and desires to create genuine relationships. She's a great photographer, gives helpful advice, and brings joy to those around her, always making you feel special and important. Mr. Bullard, it's my sincere pleasure to present the winner, Elise Nicole Wall.
Mason Joseph Whitmill.
Mason might be the quietest person in the class. I think he's perfectly fine with sliding under the radar at school. He's a very fashionable young man, and some predict that he could be a successful designer one day. We shall see. He's an entrepreneur. He just sees things from a business perspective. This is why many of his classmates think he might become the first millionaire in the class. Mason has mastered the art of doing school in stealth, which is fine, but more important is the heart that he has for others. He is a kind and thoughtful young man that I believe God will use for good in the lives of many people in the future. It might be through the millions that he is going to make, but more than likely it'll be because a quiet, creative young man has used his life to serve God and others. Mr. Bullard, it's a privilege to be able to present Mason Joseph Whitmill.
Please join me in a time of prayer, benediction as we close our time. Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight and we give you the praise, we give you the glory, and we give you the honor. We thank you for giving us a glimpse into the lives of these students, what great things that you have done. I ask that you would watch over the families of these students and the staff and the faculty. Watch over Christian Heritage Academy, that you would provide for their needs, that you would guide them aright, that they would commit their ways unto you, and that you would direct their paths. I pray that you would give a sense of thankfulness, a true heart of gratitude among all of these graduates. And I pray that you would bless their future with brightness, with your favor. And I pray that they would fix their gaze upon Christ, who is at your right hand, who reigns as King of Kings and as Lord of Lords. We pray all these things for his sake. Amen.
Well done. Student, you made it. Proud of you and thankful for you. Almost done. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to present to you the graduated class of 2020. Graduates, will you please stand and turn your tassels?